Hey, so I want you to win this year, and I want to win this year. I want you to be the better version of yourself, and so do I. I mean, as we're in the new year, people always want to lose weight. They always want to eat healthier. You know, they always want to increase their faith journey and whatever that means. But I hear that all the time. You always hear people wanting to do better in their goals, crush addictions, crush habits, and keep moving forward and living their quote unquote best life as they go into 2021 or any new year for that matter. Well, I want to give you 5 things that I believe if you are intentional about this, your faith journey will go to the next level. What I mean by that is that I want you to take your faith journey seriously. Or if you're not a Christian, I totally get it, but I would totally recommend not only picking up this Bible right here or yours or the Bible app that you may use or may not use, but hear about it and really seek Jesus and see who he really is. Because I'm a firm believer, if you seek him with all your heart, I have no doubt in my heart, no doubt in my mind, you'll find him. And so here are 5 things I want to give to you to consider. The first being is this: be intentional about your prayer life. How often do we run around and talk to people and they say, oh yeah, I'll pray for you, but they don't do it in the moment, or they forget about praying for you, or they don't write it down, or you don't have much conversation with God. Well, my encouragement, my challenge to you is to have an intentional prayer life. Really make a prayer room that you've seen in that movie War Room. Or if not that, just simply have a prayer list and you can write down all the people you're praying for and continue to pray for them, right? And it's okay to pray for yourself. But hey, be intentional about your prayer life. Here's another thing that you can do. Number 2, say sorry more often. And I don't mean the like, oh, I'm so sorry, to have a pity party, or I'm so sorry, but don't mean it. But actually say sorry more often. You would be surprised how many people need to hear you say that, and how many people need to hear you admit that, and how you need to say that, and how you need to admit it. Because it's important to continue to mend relationships and not tear them apart, right? So say sorry more often. Number 3, how about this one? Manage your time wisely, or manage it better, right? I mean, how often are we it's like a tug of war in our lives where we get pulled one way and they get pulled another way because we're trying to juggle everything. Our lives tend to seem like a spider web, so to speak. And like we're all interconnected to everything. So, I mean, we got date night, we got hanging out with friends, we got our job, we got our social activities, we got our faith life with Jesus. We got all these things. And it seems if we are getting pulled every direction, piano lessons, sporting events, right? We're just all over the place. And how come you can't center that and have Jesus the epicenter of it, for one? But 2, how come you can't just sit down, me included, okay? Sit down and prioritize what needs to be and what do you need to cut out. Manage your time wisely, because we can't get a lot of it back, or if at all, any of it back. Number 4, stay in a healthy community of friends. You know, I read the scriptures and I see Solomon, who was the wisest man that ever lived. Solomon writes that when we are with a good group of accountability people, things begin to make sense. But when we don't have accountability, we tend to kind of do whatever we want. And then we look at ourselves like, wow, why did I do this? Because you had no one holding you accountable. Now it's just a paraphrase of what Solomon was saying. The point I'm driving is be connected to, you don't have to be 50 people, but just a solid group of young men and young women or people your age that can help you walk through things with you, or people older than you. The point is a healthy community of friends can help you make less regrets and make you make better decisions. So try to stay tethered to that. And number 5, the last one, I encourage you to do this, is to forgive in spite of. And you fill in the blanks. I think about C.S. Lewis, and C.S. Lewis said this. He said this to Christians. He says, to be a Christian means to forgive the inexcusable, because Christ forgave the inexcusable in you. I know forgiveness can be complicated because every person is complicated and complex. And so I'm being sensitive to that because every situation is different. But that does not negate, that does not neglect, does not push away the fact that we need to forgive in spite of. Yes, they've wronged you, but when was the last time you've wronged them? Do you deserve forgiveness? Do I deserve forgiveness? No, but because of what Jesus did on the cross for us, freely giving his life that he didn't ask you to do, but he wanted to bring you closer to him or let you have the opportunity to come to know him, it's worth it. So I challenge you to forgive in spite of. You're not going to like it, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. It feels like you're losing when you forgive somebody because you want to hold that grudge, but you can't. It's not only healthy for you to forgive, but it's redeeming for the other person and vice versa. So if anything this year, here's the 5 things that you need to do. Be intentional about your prayer life. Say sorry more often. Manage your time wisely. Stay in a healthy friendships or healthy community of friends and forgive in spite of. I believe if you are intentional, at least about those 5, I'm a firm believer this year will be far better than last year.